Okay, good morning everybody. This morning I am up at the Blue Element Gym and I'm going to go through a pretty typical, you can see the mountains in the background here, a pretty typical morning routine that I have, and the idea with this routine, I have kind of two tenets, if you will, for my morning routines. Number one, I like to keep it dynamic, so I move through the stretches quite a lot, and I'm kind of like warming up and activating the body and getting blood into the muscles and the joints, so I don't do long holds. I also think that an added benefit to that is I don't like to arrive to the water too fresh, because I feel like I have, let's say, a kind of excited energy, which I like to get out of the way with some stretching, and then I find that that translates to me being more relaxed in the water. And the second thing is that I try and keep it to about 20 minutes. And the reason for that is simply, if it's more than 20 minutes, I'll find a reason not to do it in the mornings. And you know, I think 20 minutes a day is better than saying, I'm gonna do an hour of stretching every day, or I'm gonna stretch for 4 hours a week in 4 intervals. You're not going to do it, I don't believe you. So do it in 20 minutes intervals, and I think you'll end up being more honest with yourself and you'll get it done. Okay, so I'm going to start head to toe, and we'll start with the neck. So just looking over the left shoulder. Start breathing through the nose, out through the mouth. You should feel a nice stretch going up the side of the neck, into the shoulders a little bit. And then let's do some head rolls across the chest and up. Remembering to breathe, and the other way. That's it. Sometimes when I'm doing these stretches, if you really kind of tilt the head over, you almost feel the stretch go into the ear, and it kind of goes down the ear canal, like into the outer ear, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Okay. All right, moving into the shoulders. So I just start with some little shoulder rolls here. Going backwards, nice big circles. Get the blood moving in there. And then let's go the other way. Again, don't forget to breathe. Okay. Loose. And then we put the arms out, we'll do some circles. Okay, you might feel a little bit of stretch certainly in the shoulders here, but also in the pec as you go forwards and backwards. Just small circles for now, and then let's switch other direction. One might feel easier. Notice if there's any tension in one side or the other. Check in with the body, see where you need to work on things. Okay, shake it out. Let's do some reaches. So I like to really stretch up, point the fingers up, and then coming down, other one up. Should feel a nice stretch in the flank, as well as in the shoulders and the chest. Again, nice and dynamic. And now we're going to do some back slaps. So what I'm trying to do here is, as I come forward, I'm crossing the arms over and getting them around my back, And then I'm trying to touch the hands together at the back as well. And I'm alternating one hand going above the other. That one actually, that's one of my favorites. Makes me feel really good. It helps with the shoulder blades, loosens up the chest and the clavicle as well. Okay, so stepping back to the back of the mat, we're going to do our first fold of the day. So just reaching down, touching the floor. You could have a little break in the knees for this one. We really just want to focus on keeping the stretch through the spine and through the neck. We're still trying to stretch the upper body for now, okay? Let's take a few breaths in. Exhaling through the mouth. Option if you want, you can cross your arms. Just do a little hang, a little rock. Again with that knee bend, so that you feel the stretch more through the spine and through the back of the legs. Let the head hang. And then when you're ready, you can just start walking your hands forwards. Nice spread wide fingers, flat palms, and we'll go into downward dog. And again, the focus here is going to be through the shoulders and the spine. Okay, we're not too concerned about the heels touching the back and feeling that stretch through the legs for now. Okay, and then coming forward into plank. Just hold it here for a second. And then lower slowly down. That's it. And once you're here, you can kind of point your toes, so nice and flat. Tops of your feet are flat on the mat. And then I like to do a little lift here without using the hands, just to activate the lower back. And then pushing up into Cobra. Again, my elbows here are flared and my shoulders are dropped. I don't have straight arms with my shoulders in my ears. It's nice and wide and flat, and that bend in the arms helps me do that. We're just going to do some rocks here, rocking through the position. Getting it nice and loose in the spine. And then we're going to go up, table, and then back into child's pose. I like to point the fingers out. You can increase the stretch through the shoulder blades here. Okay, and then going over to the left side. Feeling that stretch down the right side of the body. You can sort of walk your fingers forward on the right side and you'll deepen the stretch going down the right flank. And we're just kind of working down the body, right? So we started at the top, now we're going down through the shoulders, through the wings, through the side, through the flanks. Nice. And then we're going to go over to the other side. Okay, same again. Once you find the stretch, just breathe into it. Walk the fingers over a little bit more. Great. And then back to center. Okay, at this point I just kind of come up to the feet, sitting on my heel, on my top of my feet. Just kind of roll through them a little bit. A really good marker for me, if I'm kind of, let's say, flexible or in a good zone of flexibility, is that my ankles will crack, actually. And then I know that I'm kind of in a good spot. That's not happening right now, so we'll get there over the next few days, but yeah. Okay, so coming forward, let's go back into tabletop. So you can bring the toes up, so you're kind of resting on the toes. And I'm going to move the mat around, actually. Just come this way. Okay, yeah. So we're in the tabletop now. Okay, nice wide shoulder width starts with the hands. Knees underneath the hips. And we're going to do a couple cat-cows here. Okay, so breathing in. Stretching up like that, arching the back, and then breathing out. Other way. And I really like to get like crazy cat with it, you know, and really try and stretch everything out. Coming up. Do a couple more like this. Okay, you should feel the spine warming up now. Okay, and then we're going to do a few side twists. So with the right hand, we're going to reach up to the sky, point the fingers up, feel a nice stretch, and then through the other side and get the head down onto the mat. Lovely. And back to center. And now the other way. And up and through. Coming back to tabletop, we just move the hands forwards, and we're going to go back into downward dog. This time I want you to try and get your heels down. You can kind of walk the dog, right? Get those heels down, and feel that stretch going through the hamstrings. Pushing the hips up into the sky. Okay. Couple more breaths here. Sometimes I like to do a little side rock with the hips, left to right. I feel like it's a really nice stretch in the flank. And then we're going to move into the legs. So bring the right hand over a little bit. And just step up to the front. Okay, you're going to be in a little bit of a lunge here. Again, moving through the position. And actually, bring this back around. So yeah, we're going into the lunge here. Okay, that's it. And just try to move through the position a little bit, back and forth, rocking, so you feel that in the hips. And then option to drop the leg out, and then you'll feel that stretch coming into the hip. And it's kind of like let's say a lazy pigeon. And it feels pretty good. Okay, and then back, switching sides. We bring the left leg forward. Again, lunging, back and forth, moving through the position. And then dropping that leg out to bring the stretch into the hip. It's a really great hip opener. And again, just warming up that area, particularly for no fins, which is my favorite discipline. This is a super good one. Okay, and then back we go. Another dog. Walk it out, feel that stretch, nice, into the hamstrings. Okay, and then hop, skip, or jump to the front of the mat. And we're going to have a little forward fold here. This time, straighten the knees. Feel that stretch through the back of the legs. If you need to, reach down, try and grab the back of your heels, hands or toes. Just like elongate the spine and the hamstrings. Okay, breathing in, halfway lift, exhale, all the way down, inhale, all the way up, little stretch at the top, you can do a little bit of a rock, side to side, twist if you need, and let it go. Okay, shake it out. Should feel a little looser already, you know, should feel maybe some heat from the movement. Definitely warming up the muscles, warming up the body. And now we're going to get into the legs. So if you need to find a post or something to lean on or something to hold, and you know, even the side of the wall or whatever, that's good as well. We'll start with some stuff for the quads, and then we're going to move into the hamstrings, and then we'll do something for the glutes at the end as well. Again, dynamic movements. So first one, just pick a point on the ground, look down, fix your gaze, leg up, grab it with the hand. Okay. Keeping the heel to the buttock if you can. And then if you push the hip forward, you're going to feel that stretch come up the front of the quad and more into the hip flexor. And I find this is a really good one, particularly for biofins. You can lean forward as well, practice some balance, break in the knee. The stretch. Okay. And then other side. Okay, so lifting up, grabbing, pulling it back, heel to butt, and then pushing the hips forward and the stomach to really elongate that stretch along the quadricep and up and into the hip flexor. Oof, it's tight. Again, option just to practice your balance. Very good. Okay, cool. So now we're getting to some stuff more for the hamstrings. Okay, we're going to do some kicks. So with the left hand, you put the left hand up, and you're going to kick the right foot into the left hand. That's it. Okay, very good. And then the same on the other side. Right hand goes up. play a game with yourself to see if you can kick higher each time. Okay, very good. Okay, now we're going to do a few side to side, okay? This one is a little more tricky for balance, so this one you may want to hold onto a wall or something like that. But the trick here is you want to kick out high and then let it swing and pendulum down. But the pushing or the activation is the outward kick. So as we are here, I'm going to use my right leg to start. I'm going to kick out. Okay, very good. And then switch sides. Left leg kicking out, swinging. Very good. All right. I'm getting warm now. Definitely feel the heat from moving. It's not that hot in Dominica right now, but you know, it's December, so it's a little cooler, but still heart rate's up a little bit. And this is kind of what I like before going diving, is that I've moved a little bit. And then when I get in the water, I have like, I don't know, I feel a little slower, have a little bit more, a better tempo. So, last one, we're going to go into the glutes, and then I'm going to talk about some other specific stretches in a separate video that I do more for no fins. But this one's pretty good. So I'm going to spin the mat around. We'll get here. It's called a figure 4. You've seen it before, pretty simple. So you come back, you get the leg, the heel or the ankle is on the right knee, left ankle on right knee, and then you simply just bring your leg up, okay? And then push the left elbow into the left knee and stretch. Flexing the feet, toes towards the knees. Switching sides. Same idea. Hands through the middle. Right elbow now into right knee. Pushing out. Again, like rocking through the movement if you need, if it feels better. You know, we just want to, again, activate these muscles. We're just waking up, reminding the body that we're alive another day, and we need to go. Okay, very good. All right, check it out. Okay, so there we have it. That's pretty typical morning routine, about 20 minutes. Keeps me honest, keeps me flexible, and I can't really say no to that. There are more specific stretches that I use for different disciplines, and I'll do some separate videos on those, but this is a really great benchmark for a morning routine, and you could follow this up with some breath work, you know, stretching the lungs on empty and full lung. And you know, whether you're a freediver or not, this will add years to your life. It will increase your mobility, help you to increase your VO2 max and your you know, overall health and cardiovascular fitness. So thoroughly recommend it. All right, see you on the next one.